Since media first started reporting about COVID-19, there have been two prominent stories of what it is and how it came about. There is the official story of it being a novel coronavirus variant similar to SARS, and a more ominous story that it is actually caused by the 5G wireless electronic communication devices. The theory that the pandemic is related to 5G technology seems easy to dispel as a conspiracy theory nonsense, being that most evidence being presented is correlative rather than causative in proof. For example, areas with concentrated COVID-19 breakouts are also areas with higher concentration of 5G networks. The anthrosphere impact logically becomes a useless fact once you realize that 5G network concentrations are also correlated to higher population areas, which is also a factor in transmission of coronavirus. But that is not to say that there isn't any logical grounds to the theory that the issue is 5G related. There have been many professional concerns over the safety of 5G, as evidence supports there are potential impacts that aren't even being looked into, as the international safety standards tend to focus only on the radiation and heating effects of electromagnetic frequencies emitted, despite the many papers that have been exploring evidence of other impacts like the impact on oxygen molecules and voltage-gated calcium channels or VGCC activation in cellular DNA. When 5G theorists present timeline evidence of active 5G networks being shut down in areas that go into recovery from COVID-19, it really adds fuel to the fire. In my opinion, after reviewing the evidence and recognizing the many correlations of 5G and COVID-19 that are causing some people to burn down the 5G towers, as well as the more official evidence of it being a zoonotic-based coronavirus, it seems plausible that the truth lay somewhere between the two stories. It is possible that the lackadaisical testing of the new technology could give room for it to act, at the minimum, as a catalyst, exacerbating the effects of the coronavirus. Unfortunately, since there does not appear to be any official branch of government investigating these correlations, and they are being brushed off by most as conspiracy theory nonsense, we may never know the full truth. So for now, I will focus on the more official side of COVID-19. COVID-19 is a novel coronavirus strain that has a zoonotic-based origin, meaning it was transmitted from another animal to humans, and then from human to human. This means it is not just an anthropospheric problem, but something that impacts the Earth's biosphere. It is known to spread via respiratory droplets, or bioaerosols expelled from an infected individual. The droplets are estimated to travel around 6 feet and can infect any individual within that distance if they inhale them. It is also speculated that it is possible that COVID-19 can spread through contact with infected surfaces, if that contact leads to the connection to an individual's mouth, nose, or eyes. The first official recording of COVID-19 was on December 31, 2019. The World Health Organization China Country Office was informed of cases of pneumonia of an unknown etiology detected in Wuhan City, China. The virus was traced back to a seafood and poultry market, giving identification of it being a zoonotic source. However, it then became noted that it was able to be transferred from human to human. This virus then spread across the globe, hitting every nation and causing a global pandemic. On March 11, 2020, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a viral disease and a pandemic, sending the globe into a lockdown. At this current date and time, the total confirmed cases globally of COVID-19 is nearing 5.5 million, with over 340,000 deaths. The numbers are still rising, and we have yet to see the total outcome of what this virus will entail. According to the New England Journal of Medicine, the half-life of a viable virus has been confirmed to be up to 3 hours in aerosols and up to 24 hours for surfaces like cardboard. These aerosol tests were conducted at 65% relative humidity, and all tests were conducted with temperatures between 21 to 23 degrees Celsius, according to the supplemental experiment in appendix. I have been unable to find test results using other temperature variants for the virus, but while the tests are still being conducted for the new COVID-19 strain of coronavirus, we can look at the test results for other known similar strains to gain hypothetical insight on COVID-19. If it follows similar coronaviruses, the infectivity will remain for longer periods of time in colder environments. Another important question is how the hydrosphere impacts the virus. As it stands, coronaviruses are not found to be able to be transmitted through water directly. However, it has been determined that coronavirus can be found in fecal matter, and this unfortunately is found in many waterways. In this table, we can see that the coronavirus can survive in water for days, treated sewage water specifically, to weeks in untreated water. More importantly is the impact of the temperature on the viability of survival. As the colder the environment, the longer the infectivity can remain. At first glance of these findings, fear of water transmission of COVID-19 may seem rational for places like Victoria, BC, where they still dump untreated sewage into the ocean and the water temperatures roughly average 8.8 Celsius. However, it is important to note that the above tests were done in unagitated 45 milliliter aliquots of test water, meaning that the test environments do not truly represent the conditions of natural bodies of water. Much like the bioaerosols form, dispersion, and dilution in large bodies of water would significantly reduce the risk of transmission. With both the aerosol surface and water transmission tests all indicating that colder temperature increased the length of infectivity, we should be reasonably cautious in the appearance of remission of the virus during the summer season. There is a good chance of a resurgence in the winter when the virus is able to survive for longer periods of time. Now that we have examined how the environment impacts COVID-19, let's look at how COVID-19 has impacted the environment. With a global lockdown in place, travel being restricted to the bare minimal, non-essential work being shut down, anthropogenic carbon emissions and greenhouse gases have seen a very large reduction. One well-documented example is the nitrogen dioxide emissions. Shown here is a world map of nitrogen dioxide concentrations created by NASA Data and Information Services Center in June 2014. While it may be slightly outdated, it provides a clear indication of hotspots that are likely consistent of today. China, being well known for the largest anthropogenic contributors of air pollutants, are a particularly important example. As seen here, when China went into their lockdown, there was a very significant drop in NO2 density in the country. Similar impacts have been noted by NASA and the ESA in many other highly industrialized areas. This has been noted as a major benefit across all environmental advocacy organizations. Unfortunately, it does appear to be a limited time offer. As the lockdowns are ending, production has been increased in order to make up for the economic loss. China has already returned and, according to some accounts, surpassed its regular emissions of air pollutants. This will most likely be the story across all industrialized nations as they attempt to recover from the dramatic impact that the COVID-19 lockdown is having on the global economy. With such a literal, visible impact on the environment, many people are calling for a more permanent change to the order of business. What the future holds is uncertain. But we can undoubtedly say that COVID-19 has created some excellent talking points, concerns, and hopes for the anthropogenic impact on this planet's environment.